But how was your teenage years? How did you feel like you were changing when you were getting into your 20s, and then you told me that you became a mom? So
Mhm.
how was that like? So was it an accidental pregnancy, or did you really want to become a mom? And
Okay,
what were some of the things that the doctor said to you? Because if anybody, maybe there's another woman,
right.
maybe around your age, right, and having similar issues. Uh, I want them to hear from your experience what it was like. Where was your mindset at? How did all that happen? If you can share that with us.
Okay, so I'm currently 28 years old. I became pregnant around 21, turning 22. My daughter was born in July, and I'm from September, so I was like 21, almost 22. So
Okay.
I actually met my husband when I was 18. Right after high school, I met him, and we got together. We started dating very quickly, and then I got pregnant around. We got married around 19ish, almost 20, and then I got pregnant, and it wasn't an accident. It wasn't. We weren't preventing it, but we weren't going for it. It's like if it happens, it happens, like whatever.
Right.
But at the time, I didn't even know that it was so. They were so against being pregnant mom with pulmonary fibrosis because actually, if you look up on Google, there's very limited data with women that have had successful pregnancies without any consequence, either during pregnancy or after. And it's this specific word, it's called maternal morbidity or mortality, meaning it's going to either lead you to death. And
And that would probably kill you and the baby.
yeah, it can cause a lung failure. My lungs can collapse. I can have some kind of during labor, I can either pass or the baby can pass away too. Either she makes it or I make it, or neither of us do.
Right.
So when I found out I was pregnant, I was very scared. I was, and
Ah, man,
my husband,
I
my
can't
husband was.
imagine.
I was like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? Now I have to go to the doctor. And I was already married, and I was 21, and I was like, oh my god, my mom is gonna kill me. I was so scared. And when I told her, she was a little mad. She said, "You can't get pregnant. You know this." She was very, very. She didn't get like iffy, like how Latina moms are, like, "Oh my god, like why?" No. She was like mad. She was like, "I can't believe it. Like you can't. You know your doctors have always told you that you can't have kids
Right.
because of your illness." And I'm just like, I don't know why. So I am, for myself personally, I was not going to terminate because that's just my belief for myself.
Okay.
And when I went to the doctor, to the MFM, which is maternal fetal clinic, they referred me to my pulmonologist because I did tell them that I had pulmonary fibrosis and also have arthritis. And then they referred me to a pulmonologist and a rheumatologist to check on me, follow up.
Hmm.
They asked me what kind of medications am I on, and I was like, none. They said, when's the last time you've ever been on medications? And I told them I haven't been on any medications for PF, never. For my arthritis, the last time I was on medications was when I was 17. And they said, so you just went off the radar from ages 17 to now to 20,
Mm.
21. And I was like, yeah. And they said, why? And I told them because I didn't have insurance. I
Oh
wasn't
man.
gonna, I didn't have insurance. And then they said, okay, you're pretty lucky. So then they took me in, and then I started seeing this pulmonologist, and she was like, it's a bit of a blur exactly what she said, but I do remember she said that we don't judge, but you should think about you have options. You should think about your life, and it's very high risk for you to proceed with this pregnancy. We'll give you some time to think about it. And at the time, abortion was legal in Texas, which we're talking about like 2016, 2017.
Okay.
And they said that, if I wanted to go that route, that there was no judgment. We were going to just do it. for my health, for my safety.
Mm-hmm.
I said no. I felt offended. I said no. My mom was there too. She remembers this. And then they were like, okay, cool. That's fine. That's what you want to do. That's fine. And they gave me the consequences. They told me what can happen. And then I think I was asked about 2 more times if I wanted to continue this pregnancy. And I said, yes, I do. I want to. So
Mm-hmm.
they followed up with me. I was considered high risk throughout my whole pregnancy. I would have uh, constant appointments with them. I think it was about at first it was like every other week, and then it was weekly as soon as I got bigger. And I can say that they were so impressed with my pregnancy because I didn't need supplemental oxygen like I need it now. I didn't need any kind of medication. They monitored me to an extent because since you're pregnant, there's limited options that you can have, like limited testings, just so it won't affect the baby, like to expose them to radiation and stuff like that. I can't take certain medications, like for when you get a cold, like Tylenol is a little bit, it's not good
Wow.
for you to take Tylenol. I don't know why, but it's just like certain things that we have limited access to in order to keep the baby safe. So my pregnancy was pretty smooth, and sorry, my daughter just came in and she
It's all
like
right.
messed me up.
It's
It
okay.
was pretty
No
it was
worries.
pretty smooth, and I went full term. They didn't let me go to 40 weeks. I was like very angry when I couldn't go 40 weeks. They actually made me get induced there, and I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm just giving because I y'all been like trying to control me. I guess we can do 39 weeks in 6 days. Like it was just one day off that she could have been 40 weeks. So she was still considered full term. So I remember I went to the hospital, and my husband and I went to the hospital early in the morning around 8 a.m. And they said that they were suggesting for me to get like the what is that called whenever they give you that specific thing on the back in your back? What is it? Pitocin, or it's just to induce labor. So I was like, no, I
Okay.
don't want to. I didn't want that. And then my mom's like, you should get it. Like, you're going to get scared. And I told her, all right, they convinced me. I wanted to
Okay.
go natural, but I feel like maybe that was a good choice for me to get that medication. I forgot the word
Yeah.
for it, honestly. But I think if you're a mom, you know what it is. Like, if whoever's listening, they know what I'm talking about. So I got that, and then they induced my labor. I was in labor for 17 hours. My daughter did not want to come out, and they gave me
Did not want
a
to come out.
chance. Yeah, she did not want to come out. They gave me a chance, and they said if she doesn't come out in within from here into 30 minutes or whatever, we're gonna take you into a C-section. But before they induced me, they said that they wanted to just take me to get a C-section right away. They wanted
Okay.
to schedule me right away for a C-section. They did not want me to go natural. And I said no, I wanted to try at least to go natural. And that's when they told me um, that if for any reason during labor, if for some reason the baby's in distress, that they were gonna put me down and they were gonna, take her out and open me up, and then I would wake up hours later after she was born, and I would not experience the joy of seeing my daughter being born until hours later, until I woke up from surgery. And they were trying to like gaslight me into going straight into a C-section, but
Mm.
something in me said no. Like I was like, no, I'm gonna prove them wrong, and I did. I was in labor for 17 hours, and then it was just like whenever my water broke, they were trying to break my water, and I said no, like just give me some time. Um, like as soon as I said that, 5 minutes later, like my daughter broke my own water. She was coming out, and I was like,
Wow.
okay, I'm ready to push. I'm ready to push. And they said, no, just wait. And I said, no, I'm ready. Like I felt it. It was such a the feeling is so different. It's so weird. And I don't want
Yeah.
to get into the gory side of it, but it's just like you could just tell when you know. And I kid you not, like 3 pushes and she came out.
Wow.
It was so quick. It was so relieving, and they were so impressed. They were so impressed that I think 2 days after my daughter was born, I had a room full of doctors and students come into the room like a Grey's Anatomy episode. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. There was like 15 to 20 doctors in there in front of me, and they were like asking me all kinds of questions. And then they said, I remember one of them, she was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I read your chart like when we're on our way over here to meet you, and I was not expecting to see a person like you. I was expecting to see someone that looks so sick, and I thought you were crazy. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. Like, how do you feel? Like, what? They were just so impressed, and I felt like a celebrity. I felt like really good about this, and I said, okay, nice. And then that's whenever they kind of said that I was my daughter was a miracle,
Wow.
a medical miracle. She was, and I was just very lucky. I was very lucky to be able to experience motherhood and have a very smooth and easy pregnancy, even though I was considered high risk. So to me, I think my daughter is my biggest blessing, and she is she is my biggest blessing, like overall, and she's
Right.
my greatest gift.
Awesome. By the way, you just sound like a superwoman. Like you sound like a complete superwoman. You're just going through every hurdle that life is throwing at you and just jumping over it was like no problem. So I give you so much props for that. If you guys enjoy this video, there is a link to the full video in the description section below. If not, you'll find it above. And if not, you can find it right here. Hope you guys enjoy.